Hey there, welcome to the first YouTube video of the year. It's 2026, and I'm going to be going over how I plan my goals and how I plan to make sure that I achieve and succeed at all the things that I tell myself at the beginning of the year, right? So, number one is you need to sit down and spread out on a piece of paper all the things that you want to do. So, I write down workouts, I write down God, Side Spark, which is the new startup that I'm working on. I wrote down school and I wrote Chimba, which are kind of the main priorities I have this year. So I want to make sure I get back into fitness. I want to make sure I, learn more about the spirituality and all those things. I want to make sure I pass school. Like that's the hardest thing for me is just passing my classes and doing well, because I just struggle with it. Like computer science does not come too easy for me. On top of all the other things that I'm doing, so I want to add my hobbies. I just got an internship offer by a startup that's named Kibis, so hopefully I'm gonna start working with them. I got an email today, and I got the stuff to get set up for my bank account, so I get paid, which is great. But the biggest thing for me is when you're trying to juggle all these passions and you want to do like all these things, it's hard to keep track of them. It's hard to have a system. It's hard to stay accountable. What happens to me is sometimes I go to work with Chimba and I skip class, or I go to class but I'm thinking about Chimba, or maybe I just don't work out because all I'm doing is work, and that's something that sure I learned last year, and it's part of the process, but it's not something that I want to have consistently. I want to make sure that I hit all my goals and that I'm spreading my energy throughout all my um, passions. Again, I'm 22. I think this is the time to push through and to do all the hard work that's going to pay off in the future. So that's why I'm doing it. Again, I still think that you have to listen to your body, and whenever you feel you have to rest, you take rest. But I think I'll have time to rest in the future. So, what I did that I think is really important is to realize that all of your hobbies take different things from you, right? There's things that come easier, there are things that come harder, and that means you have to put in different things for different objectives. So, I wrote down, for example, school. What does school demand from me? It demands focus, consistency, and time. The hardest thing for me in school is just to sit down and do school and not do something else, right? Other things like Chimba, it does not demand as much like focus or consistency of time, because those are things that come natural for me on the business side, not on the class side. But Chimba demands more of our planning. It means that I need to make sure that I have the orders in time. That way I don't have to take time out of my Sunday to go pick up a bunch of acai, right? So planning, systems, and organization. Chimba works well. I already know how to run it. I just need to make sure I have systems that make me have the workers do their job. That way I don't have to do extra tasks. They're going to take my time, my money, and my energy, right? If you think, like, for example, about my workouts, it does not demand like focus or planning, those things that are things that I already do for my workouts, but it does demand consistency. It also demands tracking, and also demands progressive overload. Why? For my workouts, it doesn't matter if I work it once this week and then in 3 weeks again, and like that's not good, right? I want to make sure that for my workouts I'm consistent. That means if I'm going to do 3 lifts a week and I commit to 3 weeks lift, I'm going to do 3 lifts per week. Sorry. Same with tracking. You cannot improve what you do not track. So track your workouts, track how much you lift, for how many reps, all of that, right? Then we had Kibis, which is the startup that I'm going to start working for. The biggest thing for me is learning, proactiveness, and timing. This is a completely new scenario. I'm going to be working for someone who I've never worked with before in an environment that I've never worked before, and so that demands me to be open for learning. It also timing. I mean, like just being there on time and just being a good intern, which are things that again I've never had an internship in my life. So we'll see how that goes. And then for SiteSpark, which is my creativity point, my main target or my main goal was to just be creative, take action, and it takes time. Again, like if I'm building a startup, it's not going to just happen overnight. It requires you to sit down and do the boring work weeks after weeks after weeks until sometimes, boom, it works, right? And then for God, I'm thinking I want to join like a men's group. I think faith is something that I want to explore more, that I think I'm relatively strong on, but that I haven't put in the same amount of time and energy that I think I should. Again, like my belief in God is something that has worked for me and that I think is crucial for my life. So I want to make sure I keep doing it. Again, not perfect, still trying, but it's something I want to do. And then I want to do like daily reads, and I want to do all these other things that I want to make sure I want to track. So this is what I get. This is what I do for planning my year. These are just the main pillars in my life. I'm gonna have a specific breakdown of the goals. So for like workouts, I want to make sure I run a half marathon this year, the in the mini. So that's something that I'll develop in another video, and I'll talk more in depth about all the other topics as well. But this is just again a key thing that works for me is just sit down and then what does Felipe need for this year, right? Like you're as a person, you're not just one thing, you're multiple. So you're your athletics, you're your academics, you're your personal life, all these things you have to sit down and plan, because when you don't plan, you don't execute. Sounds weird to be just writing down the simple things in life of like going out, seeing your friends, but if you don't write them down, if you don't plan them, especially if you have a busy schedule like I do, you're gonna forget, right? Like I forget to text back my friends, my mom, like those things that I shouldn't be doing that but happen because I'm just so busy. Again, those are just results of bad planning and bad organization, which I want to fix this year. So yeah, get ready, and I'll see you guys on the next video.